welcome to Coach's Corner with Jessica and
Stacy.
Awesome. So what were we talking about this app?
So
first tell us about the app.
Cool. So on our app here at the gym, what we use, what Jessica and I use, and a couple of our clients use, you put in your weight every week, and like most apps do, you put in your weight and then it accumulates what your one max should be, what your reps should be, and then what your moderate reps should be. And so what's fun about it is that, I don't know if you can see or not.
Oh no, it blacked out. It turned off.
Okay. Is that it gives you awards and it gives you animals. So today, Jessica and I lifted 9,902 pounds altogether, and we lifted 194 penguins. How cool is that? 194 penguins. Anyways, it's called EverFit. It's for coaches. You can use it as an app. But what I wanted to say was I actually did less than this because Jessica put her numbers in because today my back was hurting me. The other day, I don't know if it's from the hip thrust or not. I went heavier. I went heavier in my hip thrust this week. So it felt fine while I was doing my hip thrust, but then I started feeling a little tweak in my back, and I started yesterday. And then today when I went to go do our deadlifts, which we should have went up by about 5 pounds, I said, nope, I'm not going to do the 5 pounds. So I stayed at what we did last week, and that still was a no-go. Didn't even get past
lifting it up. Yeah.
And so I just told Jessica, I said, I'm not even gonna try it. I stuck with a 45-pound plain bar and did all my sets that way, 3x5s and 2x10s. And then Jessica,
I did mine. How long have we been using the app for? Because I feel like
we're on week 5.
Are we?
Yeah, we're on week 5. Next week starts week 6.
Yeah, I feel like so before we started with the app, Stacy and I would come to the class. Actually, we would come and we would train before our classes, and we would pick a day, and I would create the schedule for one day. She would create the schedule for another day, and we just kept doing that for a while. We did that for probably 2 or 3 months, if not longer than that.
I think longer.
I think it was longer than that. And then we started doing the app a few weeks ago, and I can say that it's changed my mindset in how I'm doing things and how I'm putting things in order. So I feel like the way that it's structured on the app, there's some repetitions where you feel like you're doing exercise. Like I even told her today, I was like, I feel like I just did this. And she's like, you did. It's just that now we're adding on weight to it. So you're training your body to start at a certain weight, what your max was at that time. And then like the next week or the week after, you're taking that max weight that you did and adding on either 2.5 pounds or 5 more pounds, or even if you can, like 10 possibly, if that's something that you want to go up on. And then that becomes your new max weight. And then every time that we're doing this again, it's like you're adding on and adding on. So your body doesn't get comfortable on having that like max that you're doing at what it's, let's say deadlift as 180. The next goal is like 185 or 190.
And what she means by the max, so your max is always just 1 rep. When we add our weight, we're always able to do 2 to 3.
Yeah.
So that technically is not our max rep, but the app will actually break down our max rep so that we can know, hey, I could have potentially, for 1 rep, I could have done like last week you did 195.
I did 195.
She did 195.
For a deadlift.
For her deadlift. And so she did 195 for her deadlift, but it wasn't very pretty. So
some of them were.
So she went lower this time, and she did all her sets really good. So you did, what was it,
I did a 165 today.
Yeah, she did 165. Perfect form. Her form was spot on. And then she dropped down for her 3x5s, and then she added on. And then she did her 2x10s. Yeah. 2x10s are powerful and quick.
Less weight. Yeah.
So it's 50% of your weight. And so that's kind of where that's at. And so your 1 max rep is 1 time. You can do it 1 time, and hopefully your form is good. If your form's not good, then you can't really, you can count it, but you're not really supposed to count it. So anyways, but I think with the app
I feel like we're getting stronger.
Yeah, I do too. And being a trainer as long as I have been, I'm a little, not surprised, but I am, but it's very structured. And I can be structured with my clients, but when it comes to my own workout.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
We sucked.
It's But
that's why trainers train. That's why trainers need to train.
That's why you would always hear a coach has a coach. A coach has a coach, a trainer has a trainer. Because even though we do this and we do this almost every day, it's always good to have somebody else spot us and watch our form and see how and correct us and say, hey, let's do it this way, or even push. I think that somebody else always has the ability to push you further than where you would push yourself, whether that be in weights or reps and stuff like that. So it really is important for me to have a trainer and have the accountability that we talked about last week, having that accountability with each other to say, hey, are we going to show up? And if we're going to show up, not just do the work, but actually be really mindful of it.
That's a good word, mindful
of what you're
intentional.
doing. Intentional.
Yeah, be intentional.
I'm going to be really honest here. It's very easy to come into the gym and say, I went to the gym today and do mediocre and do like the bare minimum just because you say I went to the gym. And that's fine. If that's where you're at, so be it. But you always want to have something inside there, a little bit of a fire that's going to say, I'm not only going to do mediocre. I'm not just going to just say I did it. I want to do more than that. And I want to level up. Yeah, and I think that's where we're at in our stage right now, is about that leveling up. So where can we go from here? And with that being said about the leveling up, what we do want to talk about today is goals and setting up yourself to have a good goal for you. Again, this is all for what you want for yourself. But this is a great time to start thinking about your goal for 2024.
Yes.
Because we are in November 3rd. So we have about, just 2 months shy of a new year. So it's time to start, sitting down and saying, what do I want to accomplish in 2024? And from my past experience, it's very, very easy for us to put off and say, I'll start in January.
Yeah.
And you saw her face because what happens, and again, this is our experience. Come January 1st, the first week of January, this gym is packed. This gym is packed with new faces, new people. Our classes are packed. Our team class is packed, which is a high intensity workout. Her step class is packed, and our strength and sculpt classes are full. And it's because everybody has a new goal for the new year to come at it. And then they only stay there for like 2 weeks or something, or their body is like, you're trying to train your body to get back into it, and then they fall off the wagon.
Or they come for 4 weeks and they're like, I didn't see a change.
Exactly. It's going to happen overnight.
Like, I'm tired after 4 weeks, and I'm still not seeing the change that I want to see. And you might see some little change, some little changes, but man, we do not take in consideration goal wise. We have the one attainable, we have the one thing, I want this. But it's like, let's do A, B, C, D, E, F. You have your bullet points. Here's my A goal. But what about point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in there? Exactly. My heart can handle hitting 80% max. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some of us can't do that. My heart can even hit 70% max and maintain that for 2 to 3 minutes. Those are huge goals that if you're not usually like that, those are things. What about goals of even just with some of our clients, being able to do a plank off your knees,
That's a huge goal.
We do not take so many things into account. What about getting up every day and showing up? That's like another bullet point. So there's things so you're like, I want to lose weight, but what does it take to get to lose that weight? Or, maybe it's going to be inches first, and women, a lot of times women, especially once you hit 40, Jessica's not there yet.
No, I have a few years.
But once you hit that, then, and it's not because, your metabolism slows down. What happens is you slow down. We slow down. And so when we slow down, of course, your metabolism takes that back roll and it's like, okay, I can chill now because I have an excuse. No. Okay. So everybody's like, your metabolism slows. No. You slow down. You get busy with kids. You get busy with life. You get busy with all kinds of things. And so we slow down. You know what I'm saying? Time at the gym is not as convenient as when you have kids and then you have your job and just things happen. So when you hit 40, you got to be very intentional and set those little parameters in there, like, hey, I got up, yay me, give yourself a star on make yourself a little goal chart like we do our kids, and be like, oh, I got a star for today. Or, we sound petty when I don't want to sound petty when I say that, because
I told that to my clients one day. I was like, sometimes, but I have a good one. I said, sometimes we don't take into account the little things that we've done that we can say, even like in my high intensity class, and even probably in hers, there are people who, when they first start, they can't do a sit up. Like, they literally cannot get off the floor and do a sit up. And then, or they're doing a wall sit and they can only last 15 seconds. Or they're doing, and we have stairs at this gym here, so we do stair runs. We incorporate stair runs in our stuff. Or we'll send them up the stairs and they're walking up the stairs, and then they're just walking around because they just don't have the endurance to actually either run up the stairs.